In a far-off land, a great blue dragon had been terrorizing the countryside for weeks. Villages had been burned, crops destroyed, and many lives lost. The people had begged for help, and 4 heroes answered the call. The first was a human paladin, a devout follower of his god. He wore shining armor and wielded a holy sword that glowed with divine power. The second was a human warrior, a fierce woman with a sharp tongue and a sharper blade. She carried a massive greatsword and wore armor that had seen many battles. The third was an assassin elf, a shadowy figure who moved silently and struck with deadly precision. She wore dark leather armor and carried a pair of daggers that glinted in the light. The fourth was a mage elf, a wise woman who wielded the power of the elements. She wore flowing robes and carried a staff that crackled with energy. The 4 heroes set out to find the dragon, and after many days of tracking, they finally found it perched on a mountain peak. The dragon was immense, with scales as blue as the sky and eyes that glowed with a fierce intelligence. The paladin stepped forward and called out to the dragon. "We come in peace," he said. "We wish to talk to you." The dragon snorted and breathed a plume of smoke. "Talk? I have no interest in talking. I am a dragon, and I am here to claim what is mine." The warrior woman stepped forward. "You have no right to claim anything. You have destroyed villages and killed innocent people. We are here to stop you." The dragon laughed. "You think you can stop me? I am a dragon, and I am invincible." The assassin elf stepped forward. "We shall see about that." She darted forward, her daggers flashing in the sunlight. The dragon roared and lashed out with its massive claws, but the elf was too quick. She danced around the dragon, striking it again and again with her blades. The mage elf stood back and called upon the power of the elements. She summoned a bolt of lightning that struck the dragon, sending it reeling. The dragon roared in anger and breathed a blast of icy breath that froze the ground beneath the hero's feet. The paladin charged forward, his holy sword glowing with divine power. He struck the dragon with all his might, but the dragon shrugged off the blow as if it were nothing. The warrior woman stepped in and swung her greatsword with all her strength. The blade bit deep into the dragon's flesh, and the dragon roared in pain. The dragon was wounded, but it was not defeated. It breathed a blast of fire that engulfed the heroes, but they stood firm. They fought on, striking the dragon again and again, until finally, the dragon fell. The dragon lay dead, its massive body still and silent. The heroes stood over it, breathing heavily and covered in sweat and blood. The paladin knelt down and said a prayer for the dragon's soul. The warrior woman wiped her blade clean and sheathed it. The assassin elf retrieved her daggers and disappeared into the shadows. The mage elf stood back and watched, her eyes glowing with satisfaction. The heroes had saved the land from the dragon's terror, but they knew that there would be other dangers to face. They stood together, ready for whatever lay ahead, knowing that they were stronger together than they ever could be alone.